Trying to wait for the Super Bowl to get over, but it doesn't look like it's ever gonna end. Hey, Ash Cole. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Hope. Hello, TikTok. Yes, I got that from that DM. Hey, Fighter. How you doing? I appreciate that, Karma. I will definitely, after this live, go through it all. Oh, I'm sorry, Fighter. I hope you're not feeling too bad. Hey, beggars. The Fallon is here, yes.
I will be right back.
Oh my gosh, not the gas station roses. I definitely don't want any chicken from a gas station. I'm sorry, Ashcole. I know it was rough. I do appreciate everybody that, stood up for us and spoke, in our favor. I really appreciate it. Y'all don't know how much we do. Hey, Animal, how are you? Hey, everybody, welcome in. The 3 on mine. It really doesn't matter to me.
I'm fine either way. If it makes it easier for everybody, because I'm here. I mean, whatever. It's fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah, if we go down, we'll probably just hop on over to Adam's platform. We are going to have boxes open tonight. Hey, Tam. So, if anybody wants to come up and talk, you're more than welcome. This isn't like a schedule kind of thing and not like our usual awareness lives. It's just going to, however it comes out, it comes out. Yeah, Adam, can you drop a comment so people can follow you? They're asking in the chat. And she's gone again. Go, Ram. There you go. I'm sorry, Fallon is dealing with a work problem right now. Hello, it's Care Bear. Fallon, we're going to have to give you a button to let yourself up and down.
Yes. Y'all, I am so sorry. This work emergency has got me by a chokehold. I am so sorry. I'm distracted. I'm going to try to be here as much as I can.
Yep, just tap and share for us, and then we're going to get started here in just a couple minutes. All right, I don't know who I have in here for mods. Lisa in here, Melody. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let Adam start off. He's kind of distracted by the game. Shasky, are you wanting a box or was that a mistake? Yes, gifting is always off on lives.
Yeah, I'll stand to ignore anybody. Just somebody in the boxes always yell at me if I'm missing anything or if my voice goes out or anything because I'm on like a hotel Wi-Fi. So if it's not going good, I can always go over to cellular. I just want to make sure I don't have a bad connection. But um, well, I guess Checkmate, wanted to get some people together for this live to kind of go over a couple things, and a lot of it's about what Senior Moment wanted to do last night, also, which is never dipped out and wasn't able to make it, but their truck was stuck, and I really just I thought you knew about an hour ahead of time, and I apologize that I wasn't able to get into your live last night, but I'm glad you're here tonight and everything. Um, so basically, I'm just gonna, and I'm sure there's gonna be questions, and I'll be here to answer any questions anybody has for me afterwards. But um, for me, it's kind of about getting back to real awareness and kind of getting away from the drama. I mean, there's things that are just pointless at the moment, and I need to really, for my own sanity and everything, kind of get back to what I do and stuff like that. And I think that's what everybody wants to do is kind of get back to awareness and start doing all that we can function together and we can actually kind of come together. And in awareness, I mean, it's not like anybody makes any certain rules or anything like that. It's not my rules, it's not Checkmates or whatever. But I think everybody just knows that line you don't cross, like doxing or trying to physically hurt somebody or things like that. Um, but there's always going to be somebody trying to create division or spin different narratives and stuff like that. And like a perfect example is what many people saw last night. Everybody, obviously, we were going to talk about it tonight, the T Awareness account. And for that account specifically, I came to ask a couple questions yesterday. I'm here right now. Pretty much every video you make, it's totally off point of what really is going on. And I think everybody will be able to explain that more going through the night. But I liked what I saw last night. I liked how I saw Dee Dee. I saw All for One. I even heard Homie yesterday and today say a few things. Senior Moment, Cindy. One thing I saw last night was a bunch of people come together and say, if you don't see it, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm not here to make anybody believe something that, but I saw so many people more than I ever have before see something last night. And I was but so I guess I can't say I've never hurt anybody, but I guarantee it was never on purpose. But no account is going to come in here, and this is my opinion. No account's going to come in here and hide in the bushes and then go act like they can call me out and other people and hold accountable and actually spin things in a totally weird way, be unhinged, make 40 videos every few days. And I think it was quite apparent last night when they talked in front of a bunch of different people and they didn't get the responses they were looking for. And then you could probably see that in the videos that just came out today. So I was just really proud of everybody last night. But I will admit, we all probably do have some moments of hypocrisy. I learned something the other day. One of the accounts, and I'm going to leave this person's name out of it because I'm not going to speak for anybody, but one of the accounts that like this person always tries to think that they're standing up for or doing whatever. And I mean, I don't know that account has ever even asked them to do it, but I knew they didn't see her absolutely disrupt everybody. And I don't even know how many more times I have to say that because everybody saw it last night.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think it's not going to stop me from doing awareness. I don't know what her deal is. I don't know why she has so much hate in her heart. But if you have that much hate in your heart for anything you're doing in awareness, then you should walk away. And I've always said that. When you start hating people, then you shouldn't be doing this.
Absolutely. Like all the people I just shouted out that I heard last night, Dee Dee, All for One, Homie, Senior Moment, Cindy, everybody was on point last night and in unison. That's that's the shit right there that I like. And like the narrative spun, we think we're gods or whoever, whether it's me or anybody else. I mean, me personally, how many times have I done videos, and you've probably seen in my videos where I say, I'm sorry, I'm not on here enough. I do work a lot with my businesses, and I don't do content as much as some people, but I always shout out other awareness creators and think their content is technically better than mine. I mean, it's we all have our place on here, and it's all about what you do from the heart that matters. And like I said, we're gonna make mistakes. Everybody is, and but the people that really truly make bad mistakes, they shouldn't ever get a pass. They should be accountable. But not everything has to always go in front of 200 people. Sometimes things can be talked to somebody. I can't count how many times I went to somebody and said, "You don't think that's a little kind of too far with that," or something like that. I mean, it's not always about a live. Usually, like, just the unity and coming together and trying to do what's right is, in my eyes, what we need to do. And the thing is a pass to the beggars and the people trying to scam or beg for money. I don't take mental health lightly, but I also don't let people use it as an excuse that if they don't get this money, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And we've seen pretty much every person out there use that same tactic. I mean, over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, you can't weaponize something and weaponize it over and over again and expect, people not to speak up. It's just, it's kind of what it is, right? When you're in a bad mental state, um, you need to reach out to people, absolutely, but you don't need to weaponize it.
And that goes to my third point, that not only has she specifically tried to divide on purpose using false narratives and all that stuff, it then went to last night, wasn't
It
it?
was last night.
Yeah.
Allegedly, it was $500. Yes.
Yes. And I don't believe that probably would have happened to that extent like that if it wasn't for what she did. So in my eyes, I'm sorry, but that you're enabling. If they are, whether that's they're going and getting some liquid stuff to put in their body, or do some of the more hard stuff, or whatever their poison is, or maybe they don't do stuff like that, but they're using the money just to stay in rooms and not take accountability of their life and work or whatever it is. But you are you want to hold people accountable and call people out for bullying, but you're sitting there just you're an enabler now. And I think a lot of people saw that last night. And I think a lot of people saw just how the hatred, as Checkmate spoke a little bit ago, the hatred and the unhinged behavior. I don't care how much she hates me. I don't care what she thinks I have done in her eyes. I'm going to still do what I always do. I will never crash out because of somebody on this app. I will never get to the point where I let myself even worry what somebody like that thinks about me. I care about you people in the chat here because you're the one that watches. You're the one on the front lines messaging a lot of the enablers, stopping people from getting money. That's what matters.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I agree.
everybody in the chat, everybody has a role here. I love when people are the content creators and they do stuff. And like me, I mean, yeah, more of my content about the beggars is on my main page, but this page it seems to be like I've gotten really slow. I think that account even made fun of it a little bit. Like, oh, a lot of his videos aren't even on beggars. Well, she probably didn't even look at my main account. That all is the part. And don't let anybody tell you what to do. As long as you're not crossing the line and being some weird rogue person trying to hurt somebody. I mean, I think we all have the same common goal, and we're all going to reach it in a little different way. Whether you're contacting an enabler, you're catching a beggar in a lie and you want to post it, or I love watching Little Man stuff. Like he always catches the moments where people that's just what I saw last night, and it just I don't know. It just made me more proud of awareness last night than I have in a while, because it's been a little bad, and I've admittingly let myself get consumed a little bit in the drama and try to fight some battles and stuff like that. And I think we can do the whole community better by trying.
Is when you're trying to push a narrative and it's against the same three people, and you do not branch out and call out other bad behavior, or you know what you see, then your point is no longer valid, because she doesn't know anything about me. Because if she did, she would know that I am exactly the same person I was when I started this to the day I am now. And you can ask anybody. And I will always stand on everything I say. If I said it, I'll say it again. And I've always been like that.
And we're all different. I do things in a certain way. Checkmate does certain things. Fallon's loud. Some people don't like it, but you know what? Amber says things in certain ways sometimes where people think she comes off rude. Birdie pipes in there too, and sometimes gives somebody a little smackdown. But you know what? Anybody that I'm associated with in awareness, like, I have no problem messaging All for One. I have no problem messaging Senior Moment. I have no problem, you know, messaging a lot of people because I'm closer to them. I've kind of worked with them. I know their hearts are into it. I've seen them get upset when something doesn't get through to somebody, or that person gets that money to go out on the street and buy what they're buying. It hurts them. So that's when I know I'm in the right spot. And nobody will ever be able to take that away from me. No page will come in here and say, I want to kind of address is like, people will make mistakes, us, and I would say to everybody, just be careful of like your followers, your moderators, because it just seems like a lot of people want to switch up. They want to turn each other in. They want to backstab. Me personally, I like to watch patterns. I like to see people who have done the same thing consistently over time. But guess what? Still, people do make mistakes, and even people will disappoint you, people you trust. And there's nothing you can really do about that. But I don't put a lot of blind trust in people. And I try to live in the moment. And I think everybody here would probably say, I thanks for you, but where else are they doing it? Are you sure they're trustworthy people? And your gut should always tell you like who's trustworthy, or if there's something fishy going on and stuff like that. But I just try to live. People last night saw it. A lot of good people spoke about it. And that's kind of the point of tonight's live. And I think that'll give a lot of people some points to work off of. Thank you, Checkmate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think any of you that have watched us for a long time, and you would know that we don't hold an awareness live unless we absolutely know what we're talking about. We don't body shame. We don't put up any clips. We don't bully them. We talk about everything that they've said. And we will absolutely prove everything that we say. And most of you know that because most of you are in our awareness live. Please.
A lot of people saw me battling in the comments with that awareness page, or it's not an awareness page. We know that. Let's just call them AT. So, yes, I was battling them. It was very frustrating. I was hating things they were saying about other people. Even that type of person, I'm never going to sit there and call themselves as a human being trash. But their content, I'm going to say it even here, is trash. And I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going to say it until it changes.
I've never blocked her over here because she asked the hard questions. She asked the questions that need to be asked. She's absolutely relevant to any awareness live, and everybody should be lucky to have her in their lives because she will ask the questions. Does anybody else have anything they want to say? I know Fallon's probably wanting to speak, so I do want to give her time to speak.
Yes, please. So,
Absolutely.
thank you guys for all coming in here tonight. As you know, work has taken my attention. Awareness Tea had all that opportunity, an opportunity to do something amazing. And she had the opportunity to show up and show out and do something no one else has ever done on this app. Instead, all that opportunity and the person who showed up was each one of you. You guys did. Every single one of you showed up, showed out, and all of you in that room, she could have spoke to you. She could have given you examples of how, in her mind, she would think to move the community forward. Things she had maybe been kicking around in her real life. Well, this would be a great thing to do for the community. This will be a great thing to do for the community, or this or that. Instead, it kept coming back to the people who weren't even in there.
That was a great point because she had a whole panel of awareness creators and she could not see through the hatred. And the only thing she was worried about was Adam, Fallon, and myself. That's all it ever came back to. Ever. And I'm sorry, Fallon, go ahead.
No, I think that was, there's so many things that floored me that when I watched the retake, I cried all of you and all of the panel last night. I hope I'm never unlucky enough to be able to squander something that great, ever. I appreciate you guys for seeing through what exactly it was. It was HATE. And a lot of together. It maybe get clipped where I say one sentence and you're going to hear that over and over and over again because they're going to pick it to death. That's what vultures do. And you guys cared about the community. You took care of each other. You took care of me, Adam, Checkmate, but most importantly, each other. What started yesterday and having a Senior Moments Live where it was bonding and trying to do a good thing and be positive and move forward and bring everyone together spilled over into her going into homeless Aaron's account, and he used her just like he uses everyone else to push his narrative and get his point across, and he made bank off of it. Then going over into All for One's Live, where more conversation was had, and the fundamentals of anti-scam / awareness, she didn't even have that, y'all. She didn't even have the fundamentals of anti-scam / awareness community fundamentals. When I talk about reading the room, the truth is not bullying, the fundamentals are part of that. This one hates me so much for being called out previously that a parasite has, like Muhammad Ali. And then just to turn around and end up looking like Bozo the Clown. Because everything I said that she didn't do, she did. So now I'm going to continue to go forward with people that showed up and showed out and are doing the right thing for the right reasons, because this community gets stronger and stronger but every single obstacle that we have to come across. I've always said that we're not going to ever stop it because there's always going to be a beggar and scammer and those exhibiting bad behavior that pops up. But we can slow it down.
I don't think she understands a whole lot of anything. I don't think she understands too much.
I agree, Lazy Days. I agree. The problem we're facing here tonight, and I'm going to touch on several different things, and I'm going to be all over the place because again, I am distracted on another satellite call that I'm on. So if I get my name called, I'll dip. But innocent people are being affected because smaller creators who are trying to bring awareness and get their foot in the door and get their voices heard are being affected because they are scared now to say anything because they're afraid that it's going to play on a loop or it's going to be used against them. What Adam said earlier is we all make mistakes. We all say things, or we can all clip something and make something turned into a narrative that's, oh, I can't believe she said that with clutch and pearls. Oh, I can't believe it. Because we're human. But if it's rooted in doing something to help somebody, then okay. But when you do something to hurt someone and you intend to hurt someone, then that's a little bit of a different story. If I ever intended to set out in my day to say, who can I hurt today? I don't know if I would want to be here in this community with as much love as I saw yesterday. There's always going to be people who whisper in your ear and go, oh my God, did you hear what she said? Did you hear that? Did you see that? Hey, I heard that she said, and then when you don't ask for proof, then it sits with other people and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then by the end of the day, we are in elementary playing phone tag. And by the end of the phone call, this story has turned out to something where it happened, it was on the news, and it was fact checked. Because there's more room for hate when people don't like you or they hear something that they didn't quite understand. And if somebody's willing to come whisper in their ear about it, I'll explain it to you. And then that smirk is on their face because it's evil, because they intended to wake up that day and say, who can I hurt? Because yesterday, all that opportunity, and they chose hate. All that opportunity, and you guys chose community. I don't know anybody that, at least I hope I don't surround myself with somebody who wants to intentionally hurt someone. Because if I do, I'm in the wrong place, and I hope somebody comes and tells me, hey, Fallon, you might just want to like pump the brakes on that, because this one over here is saying so much toxic things that eventually it's going to come knocking at your door too. I don't know how to say things sweetly. I don't know how to say things sugar-coated. All I know is how to say it and then slap up a receipt, and there it is. I don't know any other way to do it. And I don't think, I come across people in my daily life that you're either a hard ass or you're somebody who talks to these people like they're 5 years old. Oh, did you get that paperwork done? Oh, great. It's so good to see you. Great job. You either are a hard ass or you talk to somebody like they are a 5-year-old, and there was no in between. I don't want to be that way. So I just carve my own way out and I stop what I say, and then I produce the receipt, and then we go from there. And I have made some amazing relationships, and you are so obsessed with making videos on me and Checkmate and Adam. I wish... I mean, you're not blocked. I'm not blocked on your account yet. Message me. What is it that you think is so important that the whole opportunity of yesterday for the ability to move the community forward was so important that the only three names you had on your mind were Adam, Checkmate, and Fallon?
Just make all the videos on me from now on. Leave them alone. They got good hearts, and I know it. To me, I don't care what you do. So
Sometimes I'm out. Like, I don't want to tie up y'all's time. It's too valuable. How many times have y'all heard me say, please don't waste your valuable time on this? I've already done the research. This person has lied to me as an enabler, or this person is going to continue to do it. Please move on to the people that are new. You don't recognize their names, and it can make an impact. I wish that the people, instead of messaging these constant enablers that you see, I wish they would have been able to get to just Janet. I wish they would have been able to get to New Mexico Nana. I wish that they had the opportunity, instead, food money for that week. So to hear that ripped my heart out, because I was like, oh my God, how many enablers got messages, but knew about Tim and Angela, knew about them taking advantage of elderly, vulnerable people, and they got messages, but just Janet didn't. Neither did New Mexico Nana. 2017. That prey on people's kindness. Kindness is not weakness. Kindness is not enabling. They are asking for 75. So somebody needs to go in that chat and ask them, wait, you just said you wanted $30 and now you want 75? What? Wait, what? Or have a nice day, or hope you feel better. That's not enabling. But when you say, have you eaten yet? Or you look sick, your tummy hurts. Or how much more? What's your Cash App? That is giving the opportunity for somebody who doesn't know to give them validity, that they think that they're going to get some money out of these people, so then they turn on that charm. Any of them. Fundamentals of anti-scam and awareness. So when someone who has harmed women, like Homeless Aaron has, who is abusive when he talks to the women, that even his moderators, have you guys heard how he talks to his moderators? Horribly. Even church. Why didn't that person that's pumping you full of information give you the fundamentals? I get it. You're mad about faith. You're from the Maggie verse. Get it. But the fundamentals are still there. She's still taking advantage of kind-hearted people. Animals and kids that I can. So much so that you want to talk about several times yesterday about how somebody contacted the mayor. Listen to me close, T. That was me. I did. Let me tell you what else I did, T. I posted the mayor's email address of the town in which Beth no comfort, couldn't even stand up, so his legs possibly were going to atrophy because the cage wasn't big enough for him to stand. I set up a post for the email address of the mayor, hoping somebody is going to listen to our voices. I posted the information of how to get a hold of the Ramsey County prosecuting attorney Some of you know what I do in my real life. You know why I'm always busy. You know, so when I got sick, that it hurt me. You guys seen that message that I begged Trolla to get me come up and get some air for my whole life. Because I didn't want this tube in my nose to feed me because I couldn't keep it down. To get nutrition to the organs so they don't shut down. I begged her. I can't take all this pressure that you're putting on me. So give me just a little bit of break and we can go back and forth like we normally do. We can pick right back up because I'm not going anywhere. We can do it. Just let me have a little bit of air. I didn't know she was going to all of you in your DMs. I didn't know that she was doing all the same things she was doing to me to you guys. I didn't know that at the time. So I feel comfortable with on a daily basis. It's nothing for me to call whomever I need to call if I'm going to take care of the vulnerable people getting taken advantage of. I care about people. I care about people like New Mexico Nana, Janet, and Mary, and Brenda, all of them
Lori.
that are... I'm sorry, I'm breaking up. What'd you say?
I said, and Lori.
And Lori's life, where they have taken advantage of everyone that they supposedly are supposed to love in their family. They had used them up and discarded them. The family had to legally evict them because you know them. They get their mind set on something. They're not going anywhere. So what are they doing to people when they created a Facebook in town and get all this free stuff and then they turn around and they sell it? It's on my page. You can go look. It's their town's name and then the blessings. Go look up all the stuff that was donated for free. And then they ended up selling it. Go look. So yeah, people that I feel comfortable talking to on a daily basis, because the people that I work with are mean suits and they mean business, and time is all about taking care of the public. So, well, to pick up the phone and see that New Mexico Nana was being told, I'll pay you back. I'm in line now. Oh, something must be wrong with Cash App. I'll pay you back, but this person needed gas. I'll pay you back. It's been 235 days since he promised to pay Janet back. Janet took money out of her mortgage to be able to pay, but then when it came time for what she budgeted for food, she didn't have it. So what was she going to do? She was going to rob Peter to pay Paul for her bills. And then she had dietary restrictions that I can't have because I am disabled. It hurt my heart. And if that didn't go right through you, then nothing's going to, T. These people have been in a hotel room for 596 days. And then they lied about having cancer on a GoFundMe. And then they lied some more throughout their entire life, using people up in the town, in their families, in the entire world, their realm. So yeah, that was me. I feel comfortable talking to people in power any time of the day. So why would the good Lord give me the ability to speak and then I waste it being muted? I'm not ever going to be silent. If she wants to tell you stories, let her tell you stories. Let her feed you whatever it is that she needs to feed you. Oh, Fallon did this. Fallon did that. Fallon didn't do it publicly to maliciously hurt. Your hate for me, T, I hope that you aren't being put to the test like I was for my loyalty with people who think that they can use you up and use your voice. You clearly have a voice. Use it. Use it for good. But and the whole day was filled with it. Like the whole day. Senior went live. You had the ability to go in there and take care of it. Instead, you wanted to continue on with the bullying. And then you wanted to pick smaller creators and take snapshots of their words and use it against them. So now that they are going to talk about me and my notebook and my phone set in airport terminals forever. On a weekly basis, I was in a new town almost every other week because that's what my work asked of me. And so I came to you guys and wanted to have enablers. The problem was these enablers. The problem was people who go in there and have been messaged and told these people are using people and their kindness is weakness and taking advantage of them. And it's the same names that I kept seeing over and over and over and over. And then I watched Kim Peters lie about having autistic children so she could get Christmas money. I watched her lie about having cancer after I had watched people on the app diminish and deplete themselves for just trying to get. And then the very evening she came home and said, I had a stroke, but had begged for money for Taco Bell and was currently eating it in their enablers' faces. And people are actively getting blocked as they're in the chat saying, you begged for that money. There's no way you had a stroke. My father had a stroke and he's still learning to walk. My best friend had a stroke and I had to go over and braid her hair because she had a big knot in the back of it and she hasn't washed it in 2 weeks because she can't get out of bed. So the more I saw the same names over and over and over, I started messaging people. Hey, you know, she lied about cancer. And then I found Fern. And then I found Birdie. And then I found all these people, Melody Rose. I found people making videos. And I was like, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to do what they do. So I just started tagging people in Fern's videos. Every time Fern would make that video where she was saying, I have lung cancer. I need $75. Or I'm trying to raise $50 for a winter coat. Or I have an autistic child. Or I had a stroke. So miraculous, let there be light. Kim Peters had electricity the whole time. But she wanted their money. And then I find out that the enabler who's actually sending her more and more money has been around for years. So yeah, I keep a notebook. Because there's a reason why I keep a notebook. Because they always come back. Beggars and scammers, enablers, you get to see them. The more you're here, the more you're going to see the same names. So the more that I can bring attention to these same names, I want you guys to know too. So you don't waste your precious, valuable time. Because if I have the ability to be able to call it out, then great. Move on to the next person, because I wish that I would have been in the DMs of some of these ladies who had the kindness of their heart to think that these two able-bodied adults just lied to them, like Tim and Angela did, lied about having cancer, lied about having hemiplegic migraine. That was me.
Yeah, I really wish everybody had a Fallon, but you can find your own Fallon because you're not getting my Fallon.
Oh yeah, no, you can't have this one, this Fallon. She's spoken for.
Yeah, she's ours for sure.
There's a reason that these beggars and scammers and those exhibiting bad behavior hate us. Tim hates me. Called me a see you next Tuesday and a bitch. And I am 100 on that to you, Tim. Absolutely. But the more people you send my way, the more people see, and they see the document in which you lied yourself about Angela being a cancer survivor. Because you don't have the right to say Angela's a cancer survivor because you didn't walk through hell and then turn around and get to go ring a bell in which people who truly faith, in which their family members have going around. So they can hug on their families now that their immune system isn't shot from chemo. You don't have the right to say she's a cancer survivor, Tim. So that was me. I did it. And I would do it again. Because people who want to listen and take care of people and do it out of kindness and love for the community and their people, that was me. And then there's going to be many more, because I hope that these other little creators who are trying to build something big, I hope that they allow me to come and sit with them so I can learn from them too, because maybe they're going to see something I didn't, that I don't see in my everyday life, that I'm like, holy shit, that's a great way to look at that. I hope I get to learn from this.
You can tell me that you did not hear the passion in her voice for this. That her heart is not in a good place for this.
Does that
Because
sound
it
like
absolutely is.
Does that sound like a bully to anyone?
I mean, she gets loud, she talks, and she says a lot of things, but she's always doing it out of the kindness of her heart. And
Absolutely.
I don't care what anybody says. I will stand beside Fallon for the rest of the time I'm in the awareness community. And I didn't find Fallon. Fallon found me.
Yes.
And I'm very lucky she did.
Yep.
And then she brought Birdie and Amber with her. And I'm very blessed.
There is always something to learn, no matter who it is, whether it is going to anybody's life. Just scroll the FYP and find your people. I'm so grateful that all of you allowed me to rent money. She lied about the stupidest things to get money out of people because it was a thrill for her. Tim Nash lying about cancer, having a leg amputated. And I'm going to say y'all's favorite phrase, where he lied about having his leg amputated and spanned the camera down to his leg, and it was a maxi pad sticky side down. So the more people that know that, the more people that tell that story, the more people that go over to having a senior moments chat, and she's got a cartoon that has got Tim's words coming out of it that keep that attention span I was talking about. Children who've been unalived. Lies. Then he is actively, and remember I told you this on the last live, I told you that he is senior and Rebecca were reading those texts out loud. Instead of posting a video, she did post a video, but instead of just that, instead of stopping right there and saying, well, my hands are washed, I made a video, let them read it. If they don't get it, oh well. No, she took it an extra step further and she read them out loud. 2 people. One person reading Tim's side and the other reading the lady he was taking advantage of and ripping off that was cleaning toilets to send him money. Anything to keep people interested, new and fresh. And then I go over to some other creator who's just starting out. And that person is playing videos, older videos from Melody Rose and Scam Opera and Checkmate, and telling them where to go find the YouTubes and all these places and resources to go find the information they need to go tag these enablers and say, hey, please give your money locally. There's kids who are squirreling away their lunches, the only lunch they get, in their backpacks to take home to the littler kids who aren't of school age because they're delinquent in lunches. Go take that $5 that you're going to go give Tim and Angela for coffee and go give it to your local school. Because I can't imagine having little kids sitting at their desk and their tummies rumbling and they can't focus to learn to take care of the world of tomorrow in construction sites, engineers, scientists, doctors, lawyers, because their tummies are rumbling and they're thinking about, wanted to give $5 to Jeff Gainey because he reminds you of his son, or you think he's hot. Enablers. So that's why I do this. That's why when you hear the rattling of this notebook, it's not malicious. It's not a mean intent. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I am trying to ask questions so I can learn when I see an enabler and I ask them to come up in a box and ask, what is it that we can help you with to find out the information? I've already sent you a message. We talked in the DMs. You said you knew about it, but you went right back over there and dropped a galaxy for somebody who's struggling in active addiction. Why? You don't care about human life? We do.
Which is exactly why we're going to keep doing awareness the way we do it. We're going to keep going live. We're going to show receipts. We're going to say what we have to say. And she can keep making her videos. I don't care. Because we're not going to stop. Because there's so many people to cover. It's become an epidemic on this app. And there's just simply not enough people to cover it. So we're going to continue to help people. When the new people come in and they message us and they ask for help, we're going to help them. We're going to keep doing everything that we have been doing for the last 5 years. And I don't care if you make a video every minute of the day, we're still going to be here. So please keep crashing out and keep posting. I don't fucking care anymore. I absolutely give zero fucks about how many videos you make a day. Because I'm still going to be here when you're gone, just like I was here before you got here.
Yep. Digital said something in a clip that someone sent to me and said, thank you, T. Thank you for bringing all of us together. I don't think that anybody's walking around here that's got an evil intent. But to come after 3 people with an opportunity like that, to be able to scream the truth is not bullying. And you could have let homeless Aaron have it. You could have made it to where, people knew the truth, and those enablers that are following him blindly, which are all women mostly, you could have protected those women. For it's my understanding, he's going through these women and talking to them horribly. I've got a couple of clips where I've seen it myself, but then his charges, and then all these people that are trying to bring awareness to him, and you just kind of helped him.
Yeah, he's became completely entitled now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was unbelievable today when I was watching him.
But I was concerned that, if you were coming from a place of concern, you were concerned about him, he was having a mental health emergency, it was bad. Okay. Well, if you've been watching us like you said you have been, then your friend should have told you that 988 is a huge resource that could have helped given him 988. But what kind of mental health crisis ends when they get money in their pocket? Hey, Jeff.
There's a couple of things I want to put out real quick. All the work, all the research, all the pertinent information that had been gathered I'm just going to be honest with you all and all in the chat. It's all for nothing now. It is literally all for nothing. He has an audience now. He has the attention. He's gotten money. He's gotten money today alone. And I look, I got to be honest with you. This is how I feel. This is my opinion. She's at fault for that. That page is at fault for that. I blame that page
I
completely.
I
I actually
completely
said that
agree.
same exact thing before you came in today.
And
Yeah, I absolutely
look,
agree.
that page blocked me last night after my live, but then had the audacity to unblock me, to send me a very lengthy DM. And I'm going to be honest with you all, I am done dealing with people like that, individuals like that, and sitting there and laying a crown of shame on individuals that are trying to help people out. And for that, I'm literally going to have to take a step back and determine whether I even want to stay on here because of people like her. That page, it makes me sick to my stomach for the amount of awareness, the amount of assistance, the amount of I fucking called that place to help him out, and she sit there and just squandered it all away. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, host. I am sorry. I am
No, don't apologize
physically and
because it's
emotionally
true.
upset
Her
because
hatred for us overran everything that was supposed to go well.
and look, I blocked her. I blocked that page. I want no contact from that person whatsoever or anybody that's associated with that page. Because I'll be honest with you, 100%, you best better take a look in the mirror because in fact, that whole page is nothing but bullying videos. I watched every single one of them, and they are nothing but bullying and put no receipts, no screenshots, no proof, just word of mouth. And I am tired of it. You got receipts, you better bring them. That's all I got to say. And it's gotten to the point where I don't know if I really want to be on here anymore at all. I really don't know. And I'm not just saying it to blow it out my rear end. I am physically ill to my stomach because the awareness and the amount of awareness I did on Aaron and knowing how dire of need he needed help. And then she sits there and just coddles him and promotes him and promotes her page is just beyond belief. And I'm sorry, host. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, everyone. I had to physically get that out.
Don't let
I'm
her
truly sorry.
don't let her be the one to take that
Yeah.
from you. If you leave on your terms, but don't let her be the one to do it. What you did last night and what Cindy did last night and other people and even people today made it very clear, and I saw so much unity of people saw what that page was. Just because she did that, that's what she wants. She wants to divide. She wants to you leave on your terms, and but I'm not leaving because of her, and I'm taking your approach. I'm going to block her. I will have nothing to do with her. I'm not going to battle her anymore. I'm going back to business, back to work.
You, you, you know, one thing that I did say to her at the end of the DM that I responded back to her, it's interesting that you came in and disrespected everyone in my live and yelled and raised your voice. But then the minute you go live today, you didn't even give me an opportunity to come in to your live, which only goes and shows to me that you have no respect for other people.
She blocked most people.
Right.
Yeah, she blocked me. I would assume last night after your live.
For one, I want to say this. This is Cindy. As you know, I was in that live, and as the chat saw, it was quite eventful. You know, all for one, we see how hard you work, and you work so hard. You go into lives last minute and you help when everybody needs you. And I'm going to tell you something. Now, people are going to say I'm being Pollyanna saying this, and this is okay. I'm actually glad what happened yesterday happened, even though I hate things that happen. Let me be clear. I mean, I don't like being insulted and all that kind of stuff. And it was very disrespectful. And I hate that it was your live that it happened in. But I'm going to tell you something in life. I always want to know who the evil ones are so we can say, okay, there's no way we're going to work this out. Let's just move it along. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something. All for one, Fallon, Checkmate, tired of nonsense, and everybody down in that chat, we need all of you because you all care. And I totally understand All for One's frustration, because I was like, man, how the hell was I vile yesterday? But you know what? That's what people who are deceitful do. They're in there just to cause problems. I call them the shit starters. And if I get a warning, I get a warning. But that's what they are. And All for One does way too much good on this app. And I'm going to tell you something, All for One. I know how hard you worked on the Aaron thing. And right now, Aaron may be pretty cocky, okay? But what they don't understand is that we're all a little bit tougher. Because even though I'm a self-proclaimed Christian who is kind, I'm not soft. And that just tells me I got to buckle up and work harder. So now you're going to be on my radar even more. I'm not going to bully, but we have so many people that have started individual lives that are so good. I mean, they hate us because they ain't us. We've got Senior, we've got Lori, we got Sunshine who goes into places, and All for One is doing good work. And of course, Fallon and everybody up here. Y'all, this is the time where people are wanting to do lives, and I know it can be frustrating, but All for One, you do good work. And yesterday, I call it a revelation, and we needed it. And unfortunately, I hate that it had to be like that. But we all know where we stand, and we all know what's there. And I'm with you. I'm not entertaining it, because even though I'm not about division and I want people to come, your live accomplished a lot more than what you realized yesterday. And for that, I'm internally grateful. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, being called Matlock, although that's to me a compliment. He only lost one case in the TV series, so hey, whatever. But, the shit starters. Because we've had this discussion before, y'all. Remember I talked about 2026, and we've seen these things. Because I want you to answer one question for me in chat, and it's rhetorical. Months ago or a month ago, Checkmate wanted to box up with this so-called AT person, but she didn't want to give her identity. She didn't want to do this, and then all of a sudden she appears. See, she didn't want to solve the problem, y'all. She didn't want to fix it. She wanted to start stuff. And every advice that she gave scammers yesterday for resources was wrong. I mean, All for One has already worked out stuff. We all had given suggestions, but All for One had worked so hard on that case. And her suggestions weren't even suggestions. And I say that from working in social services in the past. But you did nothing wrong, All for One. And it didn't go for naught. And I really mean that. And I'm not just blowing smoke. I'm being very for real. And I'm glad you were honest about your feelings, because that's why we have these lives. But y'all, I'm not going anywhere. I don't want All for One to go anywhere, because we need them. In fact, we probably need them more than ever. But it's okay if we have breaks. It's okay to do stuff like that. But we need everybody. And everybody in the chat, y'all have so many gifts. And I know they're in the chat going, no, All for One, please, because y'all know how valuable he is. And I'm going to tell you something about Fallon. I mean, just reading that stuff, some of that stuff was just downright personal and ugly that AT did. And she's also made some other ugly comments, but I even addressed her yesterday. These comments are personal, like hateful comments. Fallon's never complained about it. Never just goes on. Hey, and if we got to do a baton where people need space and then they need to come back, hey, I totally get it. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not being Pollyanna with that, but I'll support everybody in the chat, things you want to do. I know there's some lives being mentioned, but All for One, you are very valuable to this team, and I want you to know that.
I appreciate that.
And believe it or not, good things came out of that. I know it looked like a volcano, but I really saw it as a positive, because like I said, sometimes you got to know who the bad apples are. And I'll just leave it at that.
I'm with Cindy on that. I definitely think it showed a lot of people what they needed to see. Don't let somebody like that be the one to push you out, All for One.
It's so frustrating, Adam.
I know.
Because, I had the awareness on him to lead him for the resources. Then she steps in, turns around and gives him the simp song. And now he's doing better at taking other people's money. My point in question to that awareness T page, You expect us to hold ourselves to a higher standard in showing compassion. I have done that. I have been, I'm getting emotional and I'm sorry, everyone. I have bent over backwards on my ass to show compassion, to help, to assist. And the thing I want to ask her ever, where is the compassion for the people that have their money taken from them?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All for one, can I
Or
add a perspective to this
Yeah.
that I'd like to just pose to you?
Yeah.
Okay. I understand completely how demoralized you are. I've been right there with you in that situation. I deal with hackers. I combat them for a financial institution. And there's been many times where all my efforts were for naught. But something was accomplished last night, and it wouldn't have been accomplished had you not had that stream. One of the people that has obviously been a thorn in many of your sides, and yes, I admit I am newer to the fold. I don't know most of you, but just in my observation, people, and there were at least 500 people in that live that saw that for their own eyes. So if anything, you have also stopped a lot of people who might be gullible to the fact that this woman might be doing the right thing, and maybe, oh yeah, she's anti-bullying. Her message might resonate with some of the, less understood people. You stopped that last night because you gave her a platform to hang herself. So don't look at it in terms of, Aaron got more money, this didn't work. Yes, those were the goals, but something else was accomplished on top of the fact that more people came together, as we all should. You allowed someone who is obviously a thorn in the side of this cause to basically hang themselves and show themselves, and that wouldn't have happened without you. You have to take the small victories with the big ones too. I know you didn't accomplish what you wanted to do, and I wanted to accomplish that, all the same. But you still have to look at the bright sides of it, and that'll be the little things like that that will give you the motivation to keep going. Because I know it's demoralizing. I experience it on a daily basis with a lot of things that I do. But the moment that you let that happen, you're assuaging them and you're giving in to them, which is exactly what they want. Don't ever give them the satisfaction of knowing that.
and all for one, I mean, honestly, when she was going at me and I pulled the bully card, I mean, there wasn't much she could say. And I'm going to tell you who the real heroes, besides, all for one and his platform, was everybody in the chat. I mean, y'all are some of the kindest people because, I've just gotten messages left and right about, I am so sorry how she talked to you. I am so sorry. And y'all, that is very kind. And the thing about it is that because I've learned from some very, very good people. I'm still learning, but I've learned from some very good people. And honestly, I saw it as a positive. Now, initially, when she was hateful, I was like, what the heck? Because I believe in people, coming together. But even Jesus flipped tables. And so I'm just saying there's going to be people that I'm not going to hang around with. And I totally support you on that, all for one. I will not be given any more oxygen to that situation.
Exactly.
And
Maybe I should look at it this way. My frustration, I should turn it into passion.
Motivation.
there you go.
Motivation,
Yes.
yes.
There you go.
Fully agree.
Because
Yes.
all for one, you have so much respect on this app. Dee Dee has so much respect on this app. And honestly, it was a weird night, but sometimes the weirdest nights have the most interesting outcome. And I do believe in faith and stuff. I'm not trying to rub it down people's throats, but I believe in good things happening after that. And honestly, people are tired of the hatefulness that other people have. Now, are we going to have stuff like this happen from time to time? Of course we are.
Mm-hmm.
And we just stay focused and ignore the noise. And as for Aaron thinks right now that he's safe and that nobody's going to probably be covering him. Now, we don't do that in awareness. You know that if you scam people, you're going to be on our radar. We don't have to bully people. We just keep doing what we're doing. And, yeah, he's had 2 days of reprieve because we've been busy doing other stuff. But I'm not quitting what I'm doing. If anything, I'm probably more determined and I'm more stubborn than usual. I mean, I'm Generation X. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guys,
And,
Senior has fallen asleep. She didn't take her medicine until like
oh,
late.
go
So
ahead.
No, and I am so sorry for stepping in front of the
no, you're
line,
fine.
senior.
Just
No,
stick
go ahead,
around.
Senior.
I'm going
Well,
to
I'm
drop down in
here.
the chat, everyone. I appreciate you all.
You're more than welcome to stay up in a
Yeah,
box.
stay up in a box, Jeff.
I'm not going to
Okay.
stay on for very long. I don't have really much to add to this conversation, but I did my best to try to calm the waters. And I did a live yesterday. Adam and Fallon, they had things come up, life be lifing. So I did the best I could to talk about peace and the community and choosing the community over drama. And it somehow I failed. I did not do a good job. It's just always something. And I mean, I don't want to give anybody attention, but at the same time, if we don't call this person out for their bad behavior, they're going to keep on doing it to people that aren't as strong as me. And I'm feeling to it. But the more, as the day grows longer, I am just becoming so aggravated. I don't know why it's like this, because I truly care about people. I'm putting other people's needs first. I'm prioritizing. I mean, I take care of myself, but I don't even want to talk about what I do for worse. He's hurt people. And I'm not justifying what Tim Nash has done, but hurt people hurt people. I was so upset today. I wanted to retaliate and lash back at these people. But at the end of the day, that's not who I am. That's not what I stand for. So I'm asking everybody that engages with me, and I know people are blocking me left and right. That's fine. But I'm asking people that engage with me to have conversations with me before and if I have free time and I dedicate it to this and it was a hobby that I enjoyed, why not help me flourish? Why not spread the good things about awareness and the people that really care and want the best? I don't understand, and I'm a little lost about it because it's very toxic right now and I want it to do better. And I keep getting messages like, oh,
That's plaguing the whole awareness movement and everything is the ego of the individual. Awareness T was a prime example of that last night. I had her statement because her whole intention of coming in there was not to do what we all are trying to do. It was trying to bring attention to herself. And that, unfortunately, has been a problem across the board with a lot of people. I was involved with a channel where that became a problem. I was a moderator, and I have since stepped back on that. And it's the best thing I've ever done. Because this is not about this creator, that creator, so-and-so does this, so-and-so does that. The overarching mission here is to stop the people and streamline the overarching message here, and to also fine-tune the tactics that are employed to do this. I think we're going to find a lot more success, because a lot of what is happening right now is not working because a lot of it falls under the clause of emotion. And one of the things I said last night in All for One's live is a quote from Cicero that is one of my favorites, which is, emotion is the enemy of good oratory. And that is something I absolutely live by, because emotion clouds judgment, emotion clouds rationality, and emotion will always get in the way of something good because it causes conflict, it causes turmoil. That's not what we need here. And Senior, you do a great job. I know I don't know you very well. I, caught up with you in the whole Tim Nash thing. But from what I see, your intentions are pure. Your intentions are good. And better yet, they're funny. The cartoons are great. You're finding a unique way to reach out to people. And one thing that everybody needs to understand, too, is there's always going to be detractors, because it comes down to one thing, the ego. Every person has their own idea of how things are to be done. It is the people that reach out and try to push their idea without any sort of consequence or any sort of thought to how that might impact the overarching goal of everything that are the problem. And Awareness T essentially showed herself in doing that last night. It was about her and nothing else. That is what we need to tamp down on in this whole group, because it's not about the individual when it comes to helping others. It's about the group, it's about the overarching message, and it's about the actions of what we do, not what we say, not how many followers we have in the grand scheme, because progress is always a victory. I think that's going to make a really big mind shift for a lot of people, because this is the second time now that I'm hearing individuals that are quite literally, in my opinion, some of the leading voices in this feeling dismay. And that kind of breaks my heart, because the whole goal here is purely altruistic. And if we keep allowing the individuals that try to make it something that's about themselves and self-enrichment, we're going to fail. So all of us have to do a better job of weeding that out. And when these people want to do that, the best thing we can do is not fight them. The best thing we can do is allow themselves to expose themselves, like we did with Awareness Tea last night. Because we can explain it till we're blue in the face, but the people doing it are going to be the best orators of what they're trying to do. So let them do it. Let them show themselves, because what's going to happen is they're going to fail, because automatically, by principle, they're not going to be able to do what they're going to do, because it's not the goal. And we have plenty of people that are united here. We have plenty of individuals who have that good heart that want to see something better. And that is always going to overpower the individual. We just have to understand how to do it in a more streamlined and appropriate manner. That's why I told All for One what I just did about the perspective change, because that falling into a negative mindset is a deadly trap, because we're, as human beings, inclined to fall to the negative because it's a much easier thing. Not as bad as Tim or any of these other people, but bad enough for me. And it wasn't compassion, it wasn't coddling or any of that. It was the tough love that the people that showed me, and it got me through it. Because what these people want is they want the coddling. They want to hear it's okay to be like you are. No, it's not. Truths are truths for a reason. They're absolute. They cannot be changed unless the facts change. So we need to not coddle. We need to not assuage them, but to go the right way. And I think if we really get a perspective change and a head change on this, and try to remove a lot of the emotions from this and think of it purely in a tactical sense, we're going to find a lot more success, because it's very clear that some of what we're doing is not working right now. And if we keep doing that, as Albert Einstein said, it's the definition of insanity. So we've got to change it up. We got to streamline it. And I think we're all going to find more success in that.
Well, I think everybody does a great job. I mean, I was in a live with They Ain't Anus and Cheap Slapaho, and we had a great live, and we were talking and doing stuff. And what I'm trying to say is that when something is getting to be too much, or if it seems stressful, that's where others of us need to step in and help wherever we can.
Exactly.
And I'm really big about that. And and I'm not going, like I said, to give oxygen to people who are just really needed beyond, because this stuff with but hate is hate.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start, no matter what the person does, everything is wrong, you're going into the hate category. And nobody has time for all that, and wonderful stuff. And I really appreciate every single one of y'all, because I see how hard y'all work on the streets of TikTok, as I call it. And I mean, y'all are bussing it. I mean, I walk into lives and I'm like, I don't even know this person. Thanks for sharing. So I just want to thank everybody for everybody's hard work, because y'all have taught me so much.
Yeah, the best thing that we can do is take what we've all said tonight, discussed about awareness tea and everything, internalize it, learn from it, and then move forward and put the mission back on track. Because as many people are saying in the chat, this is exactly what she wants. She wants that attention. She wants the people with eyes on her, because it's not about a goal. It's about numbers. It's about attention. And she also has an ulterior motive, which is she's so on the ball about this anti-bullying, but her understanding of that is so skewed that I'm surprised she even understood what the term meant. because her demonstration last night was exactly what she espouses to potentially fight for, but she doesn't, because she doesn't even have a clear understanding of what that actually means. So, as my dad, who passed away about a year ago, said to me probably a couple days before he passed, and this is something very important for me. He said, when someone's telling you something, or they are, slandering you, or they're doing this, they're doing that, they're causing you anger, they're causing you grief, consider the source and give it a value. If they mean nothing, then the words mean nothing. And in this case, that woman means nothing to our goal. That woman means nothing to us. We don't know her. We don't know what she's doing. I mean, now we do, because we.
Senior wanted to say something real quick.
Did she drop? I'm sorry, I was talking to my son. I wasn't paying
That's
attention.
okay. Senior, did you want to come up and say one thing before you left? I thought I saw that in the comments. Okay. Okay, there she is.
I do want to say one more thing. I know a lot of people are protective of me in the community, and I want to say I appreciate it. But please do not send me any more messages or any more screenshots of any fuck shit. Miss May. I'm not best friends with her. I'm not doing all the things, but if I can move on, everybody else should, because she did a lot of things out of retaliation for me and has apologized. So I want to be gracious and forgive. That's just my nature. I'm forgiving. I want to move forward and focus on awareness. I think that it's great that we're calling out awareness tea, but at the end of the day, she was given a live after I requested peace, and she went everywhere to try to create turmoil. And I saw it today. So I want people to understand I don't want, and I do my best to get along, coexist. I've asked people to put their swords to the side and come together for the community. If people can't see what my focus is, then just leave me alone. So I hope everybody has a good night. I'm up past my bedtime.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for coming
Senior.
up, Senior.
And Senior, you had a good live yesterday, and thank you for letting me come in and box up. But it was a good
Good night,
live
Senior.
yesterday.
Have a good night.
So does that mean that I can't send any pictures of my pet fly with his robotic wing tour?
I might wait a few days.
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking. Oh, and by the way, everybody, just because analog is in your live and in your box, I'm sorry. I don't mean to change the atmosphere. It's just I gotta get some kind of a laugh. I'm sorry.
No, I think that's great. I'm glad to see you laughing. You know, and I
We
think
can't
you
be
could tell
serious.
by the comments nobody wants you going anywhere. So
No, we can't be serious all the time. We got to have some fun too.
yeah. But y'all, tomorrow it's a new day for me. I'm not focusing on some negative Nellies.
Fun.
I'm focusing on some new stuff tomorrow, or our other things. So just letting y'all know. So you know, even because I think I'm blocked anyway, which is fine. But I'm focusing on the sweet little ladies that are getting scammed, and some people that we need to cover. Yeah, Mega Girl, go forward, onward. So
She
Hey,
had her
Walter.
moment in the sun. She basically had her moment in the sun. She dropped the ball. It failed. We've all seen what happened. We've learned from it. Now it's time to put what we've learned forward and, you know, streamline and correct and go with it.
Walt Disney had the best saying: "Keep moving forward."
Yep.
absolutely, absolutely.
Um, Me, myself, and the platform are going to take a day, maybe two off, just for me. I will be around. I will be watching, and then yeah, I'm going to continue to bring awareness on Aaron. I'm sorry.
Hey, we're gonna be right there with you. So yeah, you
I mean,
know,
I
And
think he needs a lot of awareness. He's
yeah.
not a good person.
right, and look, There are some things that I did find out earlier this evening in his live that he made some fatal mistakes, but be it known that I am not that type of person to point them out.
Do not.
Just so you know too, Jeff, I think he sent maybe the same message to everybody, but I got a huge long message from him earlier myself. So, and I don't even know the guy. I've never talked to him, but he wanted to insinuate that maybe I could help awareness understand his position, and that he's only asked for money for a couple times, and he seemed to think that I would be able to sway other people that what he's doing is not wrong. So
Yeah, that's coming from AT, because basically she brought that up in the thing yesterday that, he apparently he thinks that we all have this one group, that there's one spokesperson that, can handle everything. But
They all believe that.
yeah.
Well, now don't forget, he also believes that we have private investigators and all this and lawyers and everything. I'm like, dude, I have a lawyer, a family lawyer, and that's it.
Oh, remember,
just
he's
like
got
Dee Dee said, he's on the grid for tomorrow. Don't give up on him, buddy. Don't give
Good.
up on him.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you for taking some of the pressure off of me, dear. I appreciate Dee Dee so much.
Yeah, she's great. And yeah, and poor Digital, she had to witness that thing yesterday when AT was saying that to me along with the chat. It was interesting. But anyway, yeah, it's always an adventure with awareness. I tell you, there's always new things going on. Yeah. And as for Tim and Angela, yeah, not a vacation there either. So just saying.
The other thing I wanted to point out real quick is that was the first time for me that I've ever come across anybody of that nature to literally try to ask for a reprieval for a week. I've never really came across any other individuals that have begged or scammed to ask of that. That's a first.
That shows you his mindset. He's so arrogant in his own beliefs that he thinks that it's totally plausible that he can explain something, and then all these people that are trying to stop him are somehow going to magically give him a week to essentially continue scamming and scheming old people because he said, please. That's his delusion on display for everyone right there.
Well, just so you guys know, when he messaged me, I told him I've never done any content on him. He needs to go to the people that has, and I just said, if you're out there asking for money, and especially if you make a habit out of it and you're repetitive, I don't agree with it. So I'm not sure why you're messaging me about it. So
Look, tired of nonsense. He just wants to come down to your place for Easter, okay?
I'm booked.
Think about how many job applications and resume queries and things like that could be done in the time that it takes for him to write these long diatribes out to people trying to beg for an amnesty period.
Well, in analog, I wanted to ask you, he's sitting there blaming us for him not being able to get side work. How is it our fault that you're not getting side work because you're supposedly traveling by foot?
Yeah.
Well, he was in the grocery store telling them how to rearrange their product and they could sell more this way. And I'm like, why don't you go get a job application while you're in there?
Well, I got to tell you
wanted to run.
that grocery store that he was in was where he made his fatal mistake.
Yes, he did. That's his problem. He has the mentality that he knows better than everyone else. And because he is his own person and he knows better, how dare we question him? That's used to basically shut him down. We just have to be very tactical about it. A lot of them are too dumb. Like Tim and Angela, the folksy wisdom and the how y'all doing? No. I have different ideas on that. We can all discuss it at another time. But in his case, you're dealing with someone that thinks they're smarter than they are. And I deal with that way too often. And there are different ways that you have to come about it. But his hubris is going to be what undoes him. Let me just put it that way.
Well, y'all, this has been a great live. You doing okay, Fallon?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there, you guys. Thanks.
Amber, you doing good?
I'm good.
I think it's just important for everybody to remember that there is a lot of awareness creators now when, 2 to 3 years ago, there was barely any. And everybody does everything differently. And that doesn't mean it's wrong. I think that everybody brings something to the table. And I think there's a lot of great awareness people out there. And you just have to find your way and keep pushing that way. And don't let people discourage you, especially if they just keep coming at you. I mean, stand up and be loud for yourself. And, post the beggars, post the scammers, do what you have to do to slow down the money train. Um, be who you want to be and bring awareness the way you want to bring it.
Don't be afraid to
Because
tell people the truth.
because we absolutely are going to get back to business.
Agreed. Trying to direct the Indians that are watching them. And when you have too many chiefs and no Indians, nothing gets done because it's always a difference of what should be done rather than actually doing something. So we do need to hold ourselves and others accountable to what's being done. And if a creator is going about something that's going to overall harm what's happening, it doesn't mean you have to put like an expose on them or anything, but we owe it to them, ourselves, and the whole idea here to call them out on it. You don't have to do it publicly, you can do it privately, but if they take it a step further, like Awareness T did, then you change your tactics and then you start exposing it, because it's not about who can bark the loudest, it's about who brings the best information, the most applicable truth, and the best way to actually accomplish something that's going to do this. And if it works, you're going to find that all the other creators and all the other people that are involved will fall in line, because actions and proof are what are going to show it. It's not going to be what you say but then doesn't happen. It's going to be the results of it. So if you find that something is working, talk about it, because the other people are going to see that and they're going to say, oh, I see tangible proof of that working, therefore I'm going to change how I'm doing things to that. And then what do you have? You have
Just on how to do something differently, or give me a better idea how to verbally turn around and present something in an awareness live on an individual or a scammer. Please reach out to me.
right
I
there.
take all information in, and it helps me to be a better person and better to present the lives. And I can guarantee you this, I will never get upset if anybody would ever reach out to me and say, hey, look, Jeff, you were a little off. You shouldn't be saying that, or you shouldn't do that. Please. That's me learning more from what others do.
Yep.
I'm not perfect. I know that. But just, do that for me, please.
Yeah, we won't know unless we're told. But I've seen, unfortunately, in a lot of situations, someone respectfully and cogently comes to someone and says, hey, that didn't quite work because of this. You might want to try this. The usual reaction is, how dare you insult me and my platform? You can't control what I say, blah, blah, blah. That's the individual talking. That's where the individual is hurting the group in terms of how we approach this, because these people have to remember there's power in numbers. And I'm not talking about TikTok views or YouTube views or anything. I'm talking about people. The people doing the same.
Up and have a voice. I appreciate each and every single one of you.
Of course.
Because
Thank you so much for coming up.
Thank
that
you.
meant a lot to me.
Get some
Thanks, man.
rest.
Good to see you.
Take care, all.
Take care, buddy.
Good night.
Good night, all for one.
I think that a lot of people need to understand that what I believe the awareness T page has come full force at us for is because we are the ones that have called out other awareness creators for bad behavior, for scamming and begging on the back end. And I want to make it very clear that we will continue to do so. If you are skimming and begging on the back end and we have proof on it, We will absolutely to do what we do. Whether you like it or whether you don't, you can post a video about it. I don't care. I'm going to continue to do everything that I have did for the last 5 years.
I kind of look at it this way. With the general upheaval and everything in the country, like take the word racist, for example. That word has been used so often in context that doesn't apply that they've diluted the very definition of the word. And with awareness, the same thing is happening, where when people step off the reservation, so to speak, in terms of how awareness should be done and go their own way that's detrimental to what we're trying to do, using the cover of saying, well, I'm awareness, that doesn't give you their amnesty to essentially act like the people you're trying to quote unquote stop. It doesn't give you cover. If you're going to claim that you are an awareness person, that's a standard that you need to uphold. And if you don't uphold that, you need to be held accountable for it and called out. So I agree with you, Checkmate.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I would assume that's why.
And unfortunately, that's a hard lesson for a lot of people. But, if we're going to accomplish what we want to accomplish, we have to be resolute. And that's one way we can do that.
Yeah,
Let's just hope and wish for the best that it doesn't ever happen. I mean, I would hope that it just doesn't happen anymore.
I agree. But
yeah,
we
I
have to
hope
also be ready for it.
yeah, I hope we see the end of it, honestly, Adam, because it's not something I enjoy doing. I don't want to see awareness turn into, a scammer or beggar. That's not what I want to see. I want
Yeah,
to see people calling out the scammers and beggars and, slowing down their money train. That's exactly what I want to see. That's all I've ever wanted to see.
100%.
I think everybody agrees with you here.
Digital deceiver.
Good night, digital.
Good night, Dee.
Um, our group, we're always going to go live and we're going to show proof of everything we say. Uh, that's how we did it. That's how we've always done it. And we're going to keep doing that. And I hope that y'all come back for the awareness lives because they're really good. We show a lot of information. We put out a lot of screenshots and we show facts. And we don't speak on anything that we cannot prove.
Aspect of it. If we really want to accomplish something, there needs to be a cooperative among people where if something comes out like that, if you know creators that are very good at what they're doing and they have a wide audience and they have an impact, share it with them. And keeping things to yourself that might help the overall goal is not helping the goal. It's only helping yourself. So I think that needs to change as well.
Yeah, we've never really worried about being the first. We've been worried about being factual.
Oh, I agree.
That's our thing.
I agree.
Factual.
I've seen it though, unfortunately,
Yeah,
and
I'm
it's
I'm
always been a thorn
absolutely
in my
sure you
side.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the whole mantra of what you're trying to do. So seeing that not happen would really benefit everyone. And I'd just like to implore anyone that ever has that thought to take a step back for a minute and think, okay, do I really need this to benefit myself or will this benefit everyone else? And if everyone else is the first answer, don't hesitate. Oh,
Because unfortunately, I have to work very early in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta make the donuts figuratively.
amen.
Yeah, same. You stop a scammer. The thing is, the things they've done. And if you can provide receipts, please do. Because that only helps the cause. That's a big thing that I think a great piece of advice that we could give out to everybody. If you're going to speak on it, provide the receipts to prove it because then you're going to get a bigger audience to believe you.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Nicole Kisses.
Big
She put in the chat they'd gotten her mom for over 30,000, and I think that's probably some of the main reasons why we do what we do because we hate to hear that for one, and two, anything we can do to help somebody not be a victim, that's what our main goal is.
Well, there's steps you can take to try to recover that money. You can report that to your local authorities, especially if it crossed state lines. For
Well, I think another thing too is education. There are a lot of people that might be slightly tech illiterate. They might not have a general understanding of how these things work. And on top of stopping these people, if we can also provide a benefit of educating people on how these things work, the tactics that these people use, and the certain words, the certain phrases, the certain invented situations like the cancer situation with Tim Nash and all of that, if we can put that information forward, it only empowers everyone that's watching you to have that information in their head so that when they see that next time, they're going to know that, hey, that's not right. He's lying because it's been covered. We've seen examples. You're not going to be able to know something if you're not taught. So if we can also accomplish that as well, you're going to find that the numbers are going to grow in terms of how we can go about this.
My name's Nicole. They got my mom to 30K. He's from TikTok. I went to the state police. They won't do nothing unless she files charges, and she won't.
Oh,
I called the cops on her because he had her doing some kind of Bitcoin. He had her open an account where he would send money or have people send money, and then she would take that money and turn it into Bitcoin. I don't know too much about Bitcoin.
right.
But I got that stopped because I called the cops on her. But for her sending money, she does not believe anything I say. I had her try to watch Catfish. Oh, they're all actors. He has her so brainwashed, I can't do nothing.
look up money muling and gather as much information as you can on money muling and try to find something that might resonate with her. I had a
I
similar
had
I had a similar situation with my grandfather a number of years ago, and I finally found something that got through to him because it kind of resonated with his whole worldview and such. So don't give up on that. You just need to do a little bit more looking into the money muling aspect because that's exactly what happened. And see if there's something that you think will resonate with her personally, and you'll probably find that it'll get to her more. Because when it's an individual that's like a family member, shame kind of comes into the prospect. And when someone feels shame, they're not necessarily going to want to talk about it. And our family members are our closest people. So if you can, try to find something that you think from an outside source that's like even definitive and see if there's something that fits how she thinks, and you'll probably go a lot farther. Just a
to,
tip from my experience.
Yeah,
I had to stay caught,
unfortunately,
talk
if
to
you
her.
cannot convince her um, to, see the other side of it, there's really nothing you can do individually because it is her. She is the one that will have to press the charges.
Right, because
Because of the fact that from a financial aspect, we have so many liberties and we have so many ownership clauses that there's not much you can do from that side. But my suggestion, if you know her bank, contact her bank and file a elder abuse complaint with the bank, and they will take that very seriously because I know my bank does. That's one of our top tier priorities in terms of complaints and action reports because step that I would take.
I can do that without being on her bank account.
Yes, you can, because elder abuse does not require you being the account owner, because oftentimes the person that's the owner of the account doesn't cognitively understand that they are being scammed, so it has a lot of leeway.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to check into that. See, I went through the agent and went through Social Security. They won't do nothing without her doctor stating that she's not able to handle her money.
Yeah. Well, the bank can, because the bank is a private business, and the elder abuse excuse me, the elder abuse laws exist for exactly this reason. The bank period of 10 years, so they are mandated to follow up and take action on it within 90 days. So if they don't, then they actually pay a penalty. So they will be very highly motivated to do something about that. So I would definitely implore you to go that route.
Thank you so much. I will check into that. Like, I went to the state police. I went to my local police.
Appreciate the live tonight, and thank you so much. I'm
Oh,
gonna have to
thank
go.
you so much.
I'm
I
gonna
followed you. If I need anything else, can I contact you?
Absolutely.
Thanks so much, everybody. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming up.
Have a good night.
Good luck, Nicole. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you, Sydney, for coming up. We appreciate you.
So there's a new post out, since you want attention still, T. Says Salt tonight, Fallon admitted. So the question is, why did it take this page calling it out for the truth to finally be admitted? Well, the thing is, T, is the only person that knew that was Trolla.
Oh, damn. Not Trolla feeding that page information.
So you really do anything other than what Digital said you did by bringing this whole community together. So thank you. And that's an honest thank you, because the community is getting so frustrated with seeing people being taken advantage of, animals and kids being exploited, elderly and vulnerable getting money because they were trying to be kind. And they were getting frustrated. Solid, bringing awareness to people that there are people out there that cannot wait to exploit kindness and their kids and animals and then just dump them. And then the vulnerable people who are on here and lie to them about cancer, lie to them about being sick, lie to them about all the aspects of their life while they lay up in a hotel bed and beg for money. So whatever it is, your dogs, why was that a key? Did you feel like you lost your footing and you needed to put some shock factor in?
And I just want to let everybody know that doesn't know that's in this live room is what we said happened. We proved it. And she can keep hating on us because I'll call it out again.
If we react in a negative way, if we get really angry and lash out and all of that, that's exactly that we can steel ourselves to essentially disregard that kind of stuff and keep on mission and keep on message, the less they're going to get from it. And that's exactly how you combat people like this. You don't give in and fight them. You basically end run around them, let them keep making mistakes, and then capitalize on their mistakes.
Well, yeah, that's exactly why she crashed out, because I wouldn't answer her message.
Exactly. She proved it last night. That whole altruistic, religiously based anti-bullying banner immediately fell to the floor when someone came in that she doesn't like. And her whole sermon that she gave to everyone fell flat immediately. And that's what we have to do with all these people. Let them hang themselves, because they will eventually, because their ego cannot take a back seat to what they're trying to do. You learn these things, unfortunately, when you see enough of these people. You always find out that their sense of purpose is always to themselves, and that's always something you can exploit, because hubris is a very irrational cause. And the more that you can learn, the more that you observe, the more that you take notes, like Fallon was saying, and the more that you plan based on that.
Right?
Yes.
And had our backs. That was amazing. We were so appreciative. We couldn't ask for a better group of people to support us. And so, with that being said, I just really want to thank everybody, my mods, our people up here that we work with every single day, trying to get these lives together and get out information. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for supporting us and always having our backs. Fallon, Adam, Birdie, Amber, anybody?
Thank you guys.
Analog, anybody?
I tell you good night.
No, thank you, everyone. Please have a good night. And that page is still trash.
AT, fuck right off.
Yeah.
Your perspective. I mean, sorry.
Yeah,
I
come up
appreciate it.
anytime.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all. Thanks so much.